What if every great technological leap until now had just been a building block? Data enriched by AI becomes rocket fuel for transformation. Clouds are no longer walled gardens. They're connected, open, integrated. Daily work routines become intelligent business processes. Analytics don't just tell you what happened, they predict the future. AI, embedded across industries, sparks reimagined business models and new customer experiences. Suddenly, the unbreakable barriers disappear. Everything has changed. Now, it's not just about solving problems. It's about turning unimagined opportunities into remarkable outcomes. Together, we're transforming how you build, how you deliver, how you work, how you compete, how you succeed, how you win. Evolution. You're making quantum leaps in productivity, growth, and innovation. You're shaping the future right now. Welcome to Oracle CloudWorld 2024.
Please welcome to the stage, Safra Catz.
Wow. Wow. Thank you, everyone. Welcome to CloudWorld 2024. And what an exciting moment to all be together. I'm sure many of you are thinking about your careers and all the exciting things you have done and seen. But I have to tell you, Larry and I talk, well, all the time, but we talk about this particular moment when there is no question our 47 years of Oracle are now finally all coming together with two things. One, unbelievable capabilities and technologies, and two, all of you, because you, our customers, are what brings this all together for us. Many of you have been with us for years, and I hope you have seen us change over our own cloud journey, because no longer do we just provide technology. We are now your partner in making that technology come to life. And of course, since we were founded and continue to be led by Larry Ellison, just an incredible innovator and visionary, at Oracle, you always know that the technology we built is not like everybody else's. When we built our cloud, we built it differently. We built it in a way to run faster, to run more securely, and to also give you the optionality to run it any way you want. You can run it in a private cloud. You can run it in the public cloud. You can have your own dedicated region. You can be in a sovereign cloud. You can be even in what's called an air-gapped cloud. You can even be on a ship. We've been able to build it so we can reach you anywhere. And of course, yesterday, we announced that many of our longtime rivals are now our partners. So of course, Microsoft, then Google, and now AWS. Again, going back to our roots. Remember, it was called Oracle Open World. because we built our technology so that you, our customers, could run it anywhere you want. Sound familiar? And of course, our technology is our full stack, not only the platform and an AI foundation that runs so much faster than everyone else's that we have become the destination of choice. Above that, the database, autonomous database, the most incredible use of AI in the database, giving you all those capabilities. On top of that, Fusion, our dozens of applications, AI and generative AI infused with incredible capabilities. And then all of our vertical applications, again, infused with all the best technologies. But that's not enough, because there's the other part, our partnership with you. That's what I'm going to be showcasing today on this stage. We're going to travel a little bit around the world and meet with customers who decided that they're going to lead their technology revolution. They're not going to let it happen to them. They are going to embrace it, use it as a competitive advantage, and they've partnered with us to make success out of it. In the old days, when we sold license, we'd sell it to you, and you'd run it and work with some of our partners. But now, we are your partners too. So today, we're going to share a little bit of that. But before we start, you have to give me a moment to first thank my Oracle employees who have made this show and our company and everything we do possible. Thank our partners, without whom none of this would be happening. And last, but absolutely central and critical and the single most important, I want to thank you, because you've not only paid and spent money to come here, but you have given to us the one thing you can't replace, and that is your time. And I want to thank you for that. Our partnership with you has allowed us to bring together our technologies with your needs and capabilities and direction to make this all possible. So thank you. I thank all of you. You. And with that, since we are doing a little tour around the world, we're going to start right here in Las Vegas. So let's kick that off with MGM Resorts.
MGM Resorts means gaming and entertainment. At 31 unique hotel and gaming locations, including some of the most acclaimed resort brands in the industry, MGM delivers something for everyone. Best-in-class hotels and casinos, state-of-the-art business spaces, award-winning dining, and incredible live theatrical experiences. Please welcome to the stage, Bill Hornbuckle.
So great to see you. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. Didn't know we were going to get a commercial. I appreciate it.
Yes. Oh, yes. No, absolutely. And we look forward to having CloudWorld at MGM in the near future. So very, very exciting. Since we're starting here in Las Vegas, thought we would really start with the star of Las Vegas, and that's you. And you have been in this industry really your whole career. And you have watched it change, hospitality change, the requirements change, and Las Vegas change. Share a little bit about what the future looks like here.
Sure. Thank you. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Las Vegas. It's been, for me, it's an amazing journey. I got here 47 years ago. It was the late 1970s, and I saw a town with 300,000 people. Today, we're about 2.5 million people. I saw a town that was casino-centric, and with the exception of Hilton, wasn't very hospitality-centric. And over those last 4 decades, if you think about it, we've emerged as a resort town with the emergence of the Mirage. We came heavy with dining. Now we have world-class dining, world-class retail. We have a huge entertainment platform. Our company alone, and some of you, I think, last night went to the Sphere, which is an amazing attraction for the community. But our company alone has 29 venues, and so we consider ourselves an entertainment platform for business, for entertainment. Last week, we had Gaga and Bruno Mars on the stage together. So who would have thought 20 years ago, who would have thought 15 years ago, you could ever make that happen in Las Vegas? And this group here, and you bringing this to Las Vegas today, demonstrates we have become a world-class and world-renowned convention and business destination. And so the transformation's been incredible. Excited to be a part of it. I've seen much of this journey and traveled through it, and sit here today now as the CEO of one of the biggest companies. Excited by that.
Well, you're awfully modest, because some of the folks out here want to hear a little bit about your career. Because though I started as a waitress, you started as a busboy.
I did.
So maybe you could share a little bit about those 47 years and some of the lessons you learned along the way.
Sure. So I grew up in Connecticut. And at the time, this is back in the mid-70s, you could be a bartender when you were 18. So I was a bartender, and wow, this is fun. It was social, it fit my persona. I said, I'm going to get into the hospitality business. And it started finding schools, UNLV being one of them, and I ended up out here with a couple of my colleagues and my friends. But when I got here, I was 19 and didn't realize you had to be 21 to 10 bar. Put a little economic dent in my pocketbook. But I started as a busboy, literally room service busboy, and just transitioned my way through the industry, did about 15 front service jobs, ended up then making my way through a little serendipity. I was working night audit at the then Las Vegas Hilton, which is now the Westgate. And Baron Hilton happened to walk up to the front desk at like 5 in the morning, looking for change. Okay, Mr. Hilton, I'd be happy to give you change. And we started to chatter. I couldn't let him get away from me. And literally 2 weeks later, I was a suit and tie back at the Flamingo. And I've been in management development in this industry, focused on Las Vegas, but we're a global company. We have places in Macau. We're building in Japan. And so it's been an amazing journey, and one that, we have 55,000 colleagues here. We have 80,000 colleagues in the company. And so it's a journey we all take, but it's a great journey. In terms of what I've learned, culture of yes is really, really important to me. Find a way to say yes to an employee, say yes to a customer. Even though we're large scale, we have policy and procedure, it's about wanting to say yes. And I think the other thing that has served me well is servant leadership. I grew up in the industry, as you know. I know their job. I've done their job. We're all in this together. And to the extent we can lead with that mindset and that mentality, I think it makes for a better leader and ultimately a better organization. And so we're proud of what we've done. We're proud of where the industry is and, frankly, where it's going.
It is incredible. Las Vegas. There is nothing that is not in Las Vegas. And as you know, F1 is in Las Vegas, and so that always means we're around too. So there's really nothing not here. I think what is very clear, though, is in hospitality and gaming, expectations keep going up.
Yeah, they do.
And the question really is, how do you stay ahead of them, and what role does technology have in that?
Look, most all of us are publicly traded companies, MGM of note, and so the expectations are, and the question is, has Las Vegas reached its peak? The answer is hell no. Between sports of note, it's one more thing we have created. We're hot on the tails of the NBA. We've now moved the Oakland A's to Las Vegas. We're not welcome in Oakland anymore, I can assure you, between that and the Raiders. but the town continues to evolve. And on the front end of that, particularly for us, because of our scale, it is about technology. When you check into a place like Bellagio, or even this hotel, but I'll say Bellagio since it's the one we run, and there's 4,000 rooms, the trick is, how do you personalize it? How do you make it feel like your home, it's your place, we understand you, we want to be there for you, without showing up and having 50 people in line at the front desk? And so through digital concierge, digital check-in, kiosk check-in, many of the things now that tie to the front end ultimately tie out to what we do with you all in Opera. We've changed dramatically that whole experience. Because of COVID, we pushed ourselves into digital check-in. We now check in about 35% of our guests on their phone. They can start from the airport when they land, and they can use it as their device for their key and the digital concierge. And so it's become a meaningful connection for us.
Yeah, and it also gives better service, and if done correctly, it's also less expensive to run.
Yes.
I noticed that you mentioned Opera. For those of you who don't know, that's actually Oracle's property management system. And we've partnered with MGM on a number of different ways, not only with Opera, but with Fusion. And maybe you could share a little bit about how that's helping your business.
Sure. We, like I think many large-scale organizations that grew by acquisition and by growth, by our own growth, we're green screen all of our financial systems. And so we looked at the Fusion technology, we looked at the package, and we said, count us in. We made the decision in 2018, started to deploy it in May of 2020. Good news, bad news. The good news was it enabled people to work from home. It was the first quick benefit we picked up on that, which in May of 2020 was actually a very big deal for the company. Since then, we've put the systems in full deployment. It's reduced our labor by about 25 to 30%. It's helped us obviously streamline financial systems reporting, the customization of reporting, without having to change the software itself and ultimately programming. And so it's been a huge advantage for us moving forward. And so we're excited to continue to work with that product and some of the other ones too in terms of the cloud and some of the things coming up.
Yeah, no, it's so fun for us to be working with you. It's a segment that has just been growing and it's always fun too. I mean, there's a lot but it's a lot of work that you all do. Now, Bill, you do not think you will get off this stage without talking about AI a little bit, okay? That is not going to happen. So maybe you could chat with me a little bit about how AI changes the game.
Sure. I go back to what I said earlier about, and think about things like the check-in process. We'll get 15 to 20,000 calls a day for reservations and or information. The reality is only 20% of those calls convert. That's the basic math. And so handling the other 80% with that front-end interaction that's efficient, effective, we are leaning more and more into AI taking on that responsibility. I think the ultimate vision for us is it then begins to handle the 20%, and it begins to handle it in a personalized and customized way. Our business has always been about, particularly at the high end of gaming. Here's an interesting stat. 50% of our gaming revenues come from 1% of our customers. So we know those 1%, we know their birthday, we know their kid's birthday, we know everything about them. AI will enable us to know everything about not everybody, but a lot of folks who have been here, and ultimately tailor an experience so that when you call for a girls' weekend, not like when you come for a convention, you've been here before, we know what you want, and we can tailor it and send it to you and say, how about we book this for you? And then the ultimate dream is it books it on through. And so it just takes all that friction and greatly reduces it. Something we're excited by. I know a lot of industry worried about AI. We embrace it, we love it, and we're looking forward to it.
Well, you see, that's really the difference between success and failure. A CEO who embraces this, who wants to get ahead of it, who wants to use it as a competitive advantage and lead with it, versus one who's afraid of it and wants to just keep things the old way. I mean, that's the reason you've been so successful. Starting as, okay, I didn't give you enough credit, bartender, then demoted to busboy, but made your way back. So we're all very proud. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for welcoming us
Welcome.
here. Thank you. Next, we actually have a customer that is very special to Oracle, and some of you are going to know why. Please join me in welcoming the CIA.
Simply put, the CIA is America's first line of defense. The global intelligence it provides helps leaders make decisions that protect and bolster national security. And its mission is straightforward: use the power of information to keep the nation safe. Throughout its history, the CIA has pioneered bold technology solutions that have helped solve America's biggest intelligence challenges.
Please welcome to the stage Linnea Jones.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, Safra. It's our honor.
Now, it's, most of you probably do not know that the Central Intelligence Agency was Oracle's first customer, and without which we wouldn't even be here. And we view the mission of keeping the world safe as our really our top mission. It is hard to believe it was 1977, and we are still working together.
Absolutely.
And it is really such an honor to have you up here. I think you heard the screaming when we mentioned you. And it's not like the CIA's job has gotten smaller. So maybe you could share a little bit about really your thoughts on handling global threats and just how you do it all.
Absolutely. So first and foremost, I want to say this is an immense honor and privilege for CIA to be here in this capacity. As you mentioned, Oracle was founded at CIA in 1977, and look where we are today. And so for us, it's full circle. And although I'm here, I represent the thousands and millions of people across the intelligence community and across the Department of Defense in the global mission of keeping us safe for national security. And so just want to say thank you on that. You asked, what is it that keeps us together and keeps us up? First and foremost, I want to highlight security. And so we realize in this mission that this is a shared mission space. It's too big, too hard for us to do by ourselves. And so we welcome the partnership. We are absolutely enthused that security is just as important to Oracle as it is to CIA, as well as the intelligence community. We do all we can in order to keep the nation safe, to lead the way. We want the best, the brightest technology, the best solutions to be able to do that. And we appreciate having a partner such as yours that help us to perform that journey. And so we talk about the conflict readiness and the global resiliency. The CIA is all over. And so with that being the case, we need a global partner to be a part of that mission.
I'll tell you, for us, it is our greatest honor, and I thank you back. I am sort of drawn back to your career, and I think about it, you were a database administrator, and so you have been on the ground floor of just watching the importance of data increase, and so maybe you could just share a little bit with our group how you're using data, Oracle technology, and really keeping us all safe.
Absolutely. So as you mentioned, Safra, I humbly started as a database administrator, and who would imagine I would be here today speaking with you? And so I think that is just a testament of how powerful and transformative the technology is and how it's changed everything we do. There isn't any aspect of the world, from an innovation to a disruptiveness, that technology is not a part of. It's changed the way we've worked, the way we've lived, the way that we do our day-to-day missions, right? And so we look at that at the CIA as this part of every facet and asset of everything we do, from finances to human resources to the mission space to being out forward to denied access areas to, you mentioned being on a ship, from our soldiers and our sailors and our airmen to everything we do. And so we, again, look at that as an opportunity to be able to bring them the best technology, the best solutions, the best data as quickly as possible to make the best intelligence decisions to perform the mission.
Yeah, when you speak, it resonates so deeply for me because our mission at Oracle is making sure that you never have to compromise, that you always have the best, that you have access, whether you need it in a super classified, disconnected, like all those capabilities. We never want you to have to compromise because, frankly, I'm not sure our adversaries are compromising. They're taking and looking and using, and we've got to always be way better with them. And it's not only the ones way out on the field, it's also the people running the enterprises. Maybe, since we haven't cleared all of you, you could share a little bit about how you're, creating experiences for your people that really help efficiency so you can direct your resources where you need them.
Absolutely. And so you started out talking about data, right? It's no secret that data analysts, data scientists, and the way that we want to use data to help to augment our intelligence decisions has evolved, right? Through generative AI. And so we talk about the cybersecurity aspect. That's one line of business that we absolutely want to use the data to help make better insights into what's going on with our adversaries and to prepare to reduce the attack vector for the amount of vulnerabilities available. So let's talk about security from that aspect. One thing that we've seen from a shift is over the past 10 to 15 years, it's moved from more of a kinetic to more of a cybersecurity mission, right? The cyber landscape every day is evolving and getting worse and worse. And so we want to be able to have the data to make data-driven decisions, whether it be for the enterprise, for larger landscapes all around the world, and even for locations that might be one or two people, but we want to make sure that they have the best in order to keep them safe and bring them back home. And so that's one piece of it. I talked about how the data, we used it from an old school database, but now it wouldn't be fair to have any type of event and not talk about generative AI. We in the intelligence community and the defense landscape want to be able to use generative AI as well. It can help to augment our missions all across many sectors. Everything we do, from logistics to supply chain to cyber to finance to human resources, we want to be able to have that to help augment everything we do. And so I feel as though from that aspect, we're no different than others. We want the translation capabilities. We want to be able to do the summarization. We want to be able to have the rapid data and inferences to look at vast amounts of raw data in very different forms and all over, and be able to make logic of that in a much faster realm. And so we have the same challenges as the commercial, and that's one thing that we always look to try to have in our classified spaces, as best as possible, parity, to have the latest and the greatest in the spaces that we need it the most.
I'll tell you, you are our design point. Some of our colleagues out here know that we have an everything, everywhere policy. That in fact, unless it's available all the way in a classified, disconnected region, we don't even consider it GA, because you are our toughest customers and you teach us so much. And so the fact that you're forward-leaning, looking at over the horizon in what should be next, because frankly, you have the most important mission, keeping the world safe. And you and your colleagues in defense, very important to us. And we thank you. We thank you for partnering with us. And we look forward to, well, I don't want to say the next 47 years. Some of us may be on a beach by then. But definitely thank you. Thank you for the Central Intelligence Agency. And thank you to you for being so forward-leaning and such a wonderful partner. Thank you so very, very much.
Our pleasure. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You can see I'm having fun. So, well, next, I'm excited to hear not from just one speaker, but two from BNP Paribas Group about how they've done so much with technology and how they've never taken their focus off security and data protection while moving into the future.
No matter where you live or the places you visit, you won't have to look very far to find a BNP Paribas bank. The EU's leading bank has a presence in more than 60 countries, offering a full slate of personal, investment and corporate banking. Not to mention, it's also a good citizen. In 2023, BNP Paribas was named World's Best Bank for Sustainable Finance at the Euromoney Awards. Please welcome to the stage Bernard Gavgani and Jean-Yves Pillion.
You can see I'm getting to see all my friends today, so thank you. Thank you, Bernard and Jean-Yves. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us, Safra.
Pleasure.
It's an absolute pleasure to be here on behalf of Bernard and I. It's a privilege, and we're thrilled, excited to really share the continuing journey between Oracle and BNP Paribas. You've seen the video, and we state we're the bank for a changing world. I can tell you, there is no way we could achieve this mission without an absolute mastering, harnessing of technology. And I have to say, the recent expansion of our partnership and the bank joining the cloud is an amazing, critical step in that direction. But Safra, if I may, we've known each other for a long time. We believe, and I believe, we've developed a true mutually beneficial relationship where we at BNP Paribas benefit from your amazing services, innovative skills, and hopefully on your side you benefit from our global coverage and world-class products. I want to share that we cover Oracle in over 18 countries, in 16 different currencies, on behalf of 37 of your entities worldwide. And beyond this global coverage, by the way, just to give you a sense, we have the privilege to serve you in a broad array of product solutions such as cash management and trade services, but fleet management, vendor financing, not to forget about lending, as well as access to the capital markets. Then we're so proud to be an important client to Oracle, but we're equally proud that this relationship has developed into, I can tell you, one of the most strategic relationships for the bank, domestically and around the world.
I will tell you that for us, it is the model of a real partnership where everyone benefits. The leadership you all show comes to our benefit. You see, all of the technologies and capabilities, we couldn't actually operate without you. And that's the real partnership, because it's no longer vendor and customer. It is true partnership, and it is constantly improving capabilities. And so for us, I mean, when I see any story about you, or I go by the bank, I'm always like so proud, because I also know that we're part of your success. And so as both a customer and a technology partner, so it's just thrilling. And frankly, I feel the same way with many of our customers here, because we're successful when you're successful. And I think maybe I would like to share, because one of the reasons we've worked so well together is because you are so forward-looking. And just a few years ago, you laid out a comprehensive strategic plan. And I think that's going to be very, very helpful for others to learn about how you came to that decision and sort of what were the central pillars of that plan. Because I have a feeling a few people may copy those.
Well, Safra, by the way, we love when you go by the bank. We love when you visit. And what you just mentioned knows how deep and well you know BNP Paribas. Well, the strategy is around growth, technology, and sustainability. You know, growth for us is to continue to further drive our leadership position in EMEA, but not only, is to realize our aspirations to become the lead bank for corporates in North America. Sustainability, it's part of our mission, it's core to our values, but by the way, Safra, it's exactly the same thing for you and Oracle. I know it's critical to your thought process, your actions, and we have this dimension in common. But obviously, now the pillar of technology, which is the discussion today, under Bernard's guidance and leadership, the bank has continued to invest in infrastructure, in technology. And by the way, as I mentioned earlier, the recent agreement we just have with Oracle and basically join your cloud is a perfect illustration of that. Then, speaking of the expansion plan and growth plan, there is no way we could achieve that, no chance, without having a strong commitment and dedication to foundations and the proper foundations in technology, and you are a critical partner in this dimension.
Well, you've hit on one of my favorite subjects, technology, and that's Bernard's favorite too. And it is absolutely true that you have led this technology innovation and direction. Maybe you could share with our audience a little bit about what you were trying to solve for and how to really bring it to fruition and success.
Thank you, Safra. The technology is the heart of our business model. As the leading the bank in Europe and growing our presence in the US and APAC. This is our plan to continue to improve our speed execution and be compliant with the regulations in order to all the time commit with our regulators, both in the US and in Europe. But let me take a few minutes to explain the rationale of the reason why we have moved or moving a few workloads to your cloud, and the way I am expecting to improve the management of the huge data that we have in the bank. The first objective is to provide the best solution to our customers by gathering all of the databases that we have, more than 10,000 databases in one single area, simplifying the tools and managing this in one way. So it's the huge benefit that we are getting from that. And as you said, the beauty of this solution is that it will be done in our own premises, which will allow us to continue to respect our commitment to our customers. So we have the different added value around this, time to market, resiliency, continuity, and so on. And I have to say that, again, thanks to your team and yourself, because you took your time to study with us, to understand the strategy of our information system, exactly the area that you could bring the added value to our value propositions, and it has been done. And Safra, once again, thank you so much for your personal involvement. Without your involvement, we would not be here to discuss together.
Thank you, too kind. It is a pleasure. It is truly a pleasure. It is kind of what we live for around here. And your success is really what we cherish. Now, Bernard, as the technology expert up here, you know I'm going to want to talk a little bit about AI and security and all the things that you are constantly thinking about. So maybe share a little bit about your vision and what you're doing and give ideas to our colleagues here.
So all the large companies are beginning to shift to the AI in rational and industrial way. This is true that most of the companies they know is not new AI in the large companies. But what is today challenging for everyone is to scale up their solutions and find and define the right use cases. In BNP Paribas, we have more than 700 use cases already up and running in the different area, for the customers' satisfaction, for the payment, unusual payment for corporate customers, for the compliance and risk, or anti-money laundering and fraud. But the most important part that I see is the really added value of AI for IT. Thanks to the AI, in the years coming, we will be able to improve more and more our products, our applications, in order to satisfy more and more our customers. At the same time, this is the cybersecurity. Yeah, but you know that the AI will bring us added value, at the same time raise the risk of cybersecurity that we are going to, we are working around this, and I am sure that between Oracle and BNP Paribas, we will learn from each one very, very soon and tomorrow.
In fact, Larry even talked about that on our earnings announcement last night. So it's very, very true. But again, what it is about getting in front of it, leading. I mean, you said 100 different projects. I mean, this is all about making sure you're ahead of it so it doesn't happen to you, that you're leading it. And that's why you've been so successful. Well, finally, Jean-Yves, you did mention a little bit about our partnership and how long we've been working together, but I'm not sure you mentioned all of it. Was there something else you wanted to share?
As always, you listen very carefully, Safra. In one word, tennis. Tennis, why? Tennis because, let me give you some context here. Was a very proud title sponsor of a tennis tournament played at Indian Wells. It's called the BNP Paribas Open. I have to say, beyond, we spoke about the wonderful relationship we have on the technology side, on the banking side. I've never experienced with any clients what happened with tennis. Why? Because 15 years ago, this tournament was sponsorless. BNP Paribas and Mr. Larry Ellison, we decided to take it over. 15 years later, by the way, for whoever's been there, Larry has built an amazing venue. Players love it, fans love it. It's become the fifth major. Then, what a unique experience that we've lived together. But beyond the lines, if I may say, beyond the baseline, what we did together, we've extended our support to the youth in the Coachella Valley, providing actually scholarships to deserving high school seniors and sending them to the best schools, colleges in California. And it's another important dimension we have together, dimension of this partnership, which I believe we will take further, because I know you believe, we believe in actually, we are dedicated to positively impact the community we live in. Then, in short, Larry, thank you so much. Safra, thank you so much. The whole Oracle family, thank you so much. And by the way, we want to see you all at Indian Wells in 2025 for the BNP Paribas Open. Larry built a big stadium enough that we can host any one of you. Thank you.
Well, thank you. We've obviously been invited, so we should take him up on that. I will say it is the perfect example of partnership and Larry Ellison's vision, and it is very much what has happened here at Oracle. It was not a big tournament, and it's now become enormous and successful. And I think some of you know that not everyone was betting on Oracle to cross the chasm and be such a leader in the cloud that now we are in everybody's clouds. And again, the vision, the capability, and the never compromising with good enough, always making sure you do the best. I cherish our partnership. Thank you. Thank you both. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Joy. So let's see. Wow. Well, so we've seen a bank, we've seen an intelligence agency, we've seen the fun, hospitality. Now we're going to talk with a company that in some ways shares a legacy with us, because we're going to speak to a customer with the ambitious goal of building a better internet with focus on security, performance, resilience, and privacy. Sound familiar? Let's hear from Cloudflare.
Cloudflare is the leading connectivity cloud company on a mission to help build a better internet. Powered by one of the world's largest and most interconnected networks, Cloudflare blocks billions of threats online for its customers every day. Trusted by millions of organizations, from the largest brands to entrepreneurs and small businesses to non-profits, humanitarian groups, and governments across the globe, Cloudflare helps connect, protect, and build everywhere, giving customers the control they need to accelerate their business. Please welcome to the stage Michelle Zatlin.
Thank you. It's great. It's very exciting here to have a younger technology company, not one 47 years old like us.
Not yet, anyway.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not
Working
yet.
on it.
And I know you have many customers in the room, but not every one of them is one of your customers. So why don't we take a minute to really introduce Cloudflare to this entire room?
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. It's such a privilege. Hi, everyone. I'm Michelle. I'm one of the founders of a company called Cloudflare, and we call ourselves a connectivity cloud. What does that mean? Well, actually, we're hearing about so many businesses today that are moving from how they used to do business to a more modern world. And some of it's on-premise, some of it's in the cloud. You need something to connect all of that. Somewhere where to control your security, somewhere to think about performance, somewhere to think about privacy for your users and employees, and of course, resilience. And that's really the connectivity cloud. That's what Cloudflare offers. We work with businesses, both small and large, around the world to ensure that their applications are protected, their employees are protected with our Zero Trust platform, and that they're enabled to do whatever they need to do in this modern world. A little bit of a fun fact. Yesterday, we stopped 157 billion, with the B, cyber attacks on behalf of all of our customers. We work with millions of businesses around the world. That means, if you do the math, about 100 million cyber attacks we help stop automatically without any human intervention since I walked on stage. And I think that is the power of modern technology today and what's left to be done.
Well, and I can tell you one thing, it's not getting safer out there. And so more and more responsibility falls on companies like you and us. And I think one of the things, excuse me, that means a lot. I'm sorry, guys.
You've been doing great. You've been going nonstop, and it's been an entertaining show.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very fun for me. I apologize. Well, for us, as I mentioned, we're always thrilled when a customer picks us, always. But when it's a really technical, really good expert in a field, when they pick us, it means even more. It really makes us really want to share that. Would you mind sharing a little bit about why you picked OCI and some of the benefits you've seen?
Absolutely. Well, one of the best parts of my job is I get to work with companies around the world. And one thing that keeps coming up more and more is I see so many more companies choosing OCI. And I think it's for so many different reasons. All the things that you've been talking about today, the performance, the built for performance, the security posture, how Oracle has this huge legacy, but you're just so modern. And I think one thing that has not come up since I've been on stage is how innovative Oracle has been and how innovative the OCI team is, bringing new ideas to the market for their customers. Of course, you want to be all the I's dotted and T's crossed for customers like the CIA, but you also want to be nimble and agile in this very dynamic world where things are moving all the time. And so one thing that I see with companies is about over 50% of companies today have a multi-cloud setup, and it's only increasing by the week. 5 years ago, that was not the case. 5 years ago, the state of affairs was, hey, I'm going to pick one cloud, I'm going to go on and on one cloud. That's just not realistic. And so in this multi-cloud world, you want to be able to mix and match the best features depending on the cloud provider. And again, I think OCI is just out there doing so much in the marketplace. Last thing I'll just say, which I think is really interesting and is becoming more important in this next inning of operating in today's modern world, is how you describe yourself as priced for performance, which I think is really important. We are every business is under pressure to say, hey, how do I do things more efficiently so I can go take those savings and reinvest back in other parts of our business, whether it's AI or building products for our customers. And so I think those are some of the things that we've really seen, both at Cloudflare, but more broadly in the industry, about why more businesses are moving to OCI.
Well, thank you. That is really very, very kind. I will tell you that I feel like we very much share this common mission, multi-cloud, giving our customers choice, thinking about security all the time, and especially in security in multi-cloud. Maybe you could share with this group a little bit of some of the innovative things you're doing in that exact area.
Yes, thank you. Well, in this world, now we're in this place where, okay, I am working with multiple clouds. I have some things maybe on-premise still, but then there's these places where I have different workloads running in different places. How do I stitch it all together? Well, this is, again, where you need a connectivity cloud. So you have one integrated platform to have this security posture and visibility. It's a way to kind of add simplicity to what's going on in the background, where it's like you don't have to move everything on the background yet, but you can have this layer of security sitting in front to say, okay, I want to make sure I'm protected from the latest attacks. I want to make sure everything is fast, whether my customer is coming from Santiago, Chile, which is I know where your next customer is from, or if they're in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. You want to make sure that it's fast and snappy because we all have customers and eyeballs all around the world. And it's really this idea of being the power of being connected globally, but also the power of running your business locally. And I think that that's really where it's interesting to see this new modern day where businesses have to operate in, to see which organizations are partnering together. Because it's not just one company that's going to offer all of this. You have to partner. And I think it's been amazing working with Oracle in this way of saying, hey, let's partner to bring it better, make it better for end customers around the world, and really enable all these businesses to say, let me pick and choose the best of any world I need.
See, again, the focus on the customer, the focus on partnering. That is the new reality, and that is what leads to success. When I think about some of the things you're doing, I mean, you are growing so fast, you are moving forward. Maybe you could share a little bit about what's next for Cloudflare.
I'd love to. Well, you said focus on customers. We are also intensely focused on customers. I could not agree more. Customers and partnering is really, those are the two key words in today's, in how to do business today. And so when we think about our customers, we're thinking about, okay, where are they working and how are they working? And so with the where, it's interesting. So the world is, there's so many national businesses in this room. So if you just look at countries around the world, 71% have passed a data localization law in the last 3 years. 71% of countries, and there's another about 10% that are about to pass laws. So you might be the best at running a business, a multinational business, but you might not be the best at keeping up with the public policy of what's going on around the world. So there's just a lot happening in data localization and privacy. And so for where we work for our customers, we're saying Cloudflare runs a global network. We're in over 120 countries. We're in 330 cities around the world. How do you meet your data privacy local laws while still being global? And I know that's something we really share with Oracle, and that we enable this together. And that's something that more businesses need every day because they want to be global but meet their local needs. On the how people work, I mean, it's been about 7 minutes since the word AI has come up, so let's make sure we touch on it one last time. It's if you cannot be in business today thinking about, okay, how are we going to use Gen AI to make my business more efficient? And I think it's incredible what OCI is offering to be where you run your models and do all the training. The piece of AI that's really interesting is where are you going to do the inference? And of course, on the end device is the best. The mobile device, the laptop, that's the best. But there are going to be certain things where there's not quite enough space on the phone or the device to do it. You need another place. And that's where Cloudflare's globally distributed network to do inference at the edge. And so we're really excited. We have something called Workers AI, where developers can be building, where they can use your training sets and your models at Oracle, but then the AI inference on the Cloudflare edge. And I cannot wait to see what everyone in this room builds with that, because that is the future, and it's going to make our businesses better and make the society move forward.
Absolutely. Could not have said it better myself. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, well, our tour around the world and in multiple industries continues. I'm excited to hear from Entel, Chile's largest telecommunications company, an industry that is constantly changing, and they're going to tell you about their move into the cloud.
From Antarctica, Easter Island, and every corner of Chile and Peru, as the leading telecom in South America, Entel enables more than 20 million customers to communicate today. Entel has strived for 60 years to bring the infinite possibilities of technology closer to people, accompanying each one in their important moments of their lives, connecting them to their dreams, community, and supporting business growth. Please welcome to the stage Antonio Behe.
Okay. Well, we are finishing with an industry that has gone through so many changes, I don't even know where to start. And yet, somehow, Entel always staying in front. So share a little bit about the industry, the challenges, and how you're doing it.
Okay, well, thank you very much for inviting me to share with this great audience. Congratulations for first quarter results, so fast announced.
Thank you. For those of you who don't know, we did announce our earnings last night, 9 days after the quarter closed because of Fusion. So thank you for giving me the chance to share a little.
Now, just to let you know a little bit about the industry. As you mentioned, I mean, we've been going through many changes, not only technological, also regulatory ones. And from going to voice, to data, to E, 3G, 4G, copper, fiber, everything. We actually compete in one of the, what's important, our country is, it's very advanced in telecom. We are in the last quartile in terms of GDP per capita. However, we are in the first quartile in many of the measures of telecom. I don't know, data usage in mobile, fiber penetration, the mobile penetration, everything measure you want to take. We compete in 2 countries, Peru and Chile, where we have 4 competitors, mobile. That is a lot for a mobile industry. And, but we're proud what we've been doing. I mean, Entel is a medium-sized company, 3 billion revenues, 20 million customers. But I would say an important thing about Entel, we've been trying always anticipating and pushing forward changes. If you don't push changes, changes will push you and will become a laggard. And that has allowed us to remain leaders in revenue share in Chile, close to the leader in Peru, NPS leaders in both countries. We're very proud of that. And our challenge is maybe not be the largest, but always be the most advanced.
I mean, you've said it, you've said so much, even just in answering my first question. First of all, NPS, Net Promoter Scores. What does that mean? Your customers love you. Okay, again, something we keep hearing. We've heard it all day, getting to yes. How do we make them happy? But the other thing that we've been talking about is getting ahead of it. Time is of the essence. If you don't get ahead, you're going to be left behind. Absolutely. And whatever industry, especially in an industry changing so quickly, you really don't have a minute to rest. And I think, when you think about your digital and business transformation over the past few years, I mean, tell us some of the levers for success and some of the results you can highlight, because everyone in this room is thinking about that right now.
Yeah. Well, first of all, it's understanding that there's no one transformation. It's a never-ending story. And you really have to take that and assume it and move it into your organization. Second, anticipation. Anticipation. Otherwise, you will be laggards. Third, I would say, is to have a bold purpose and strategy. Let me pinpoint a couple of points there. We believe that we are guys that bring technology and transform them in extraordinary service to transform people's lives. That's how we see us. And culture. Culture, crazy about customer experience. That's very, very important. Of course, we have to have a digital strategy. And for that, I would say 3 points. First, top management ownership. Not only pushing, but embracing it, moving forward with it. Of course, open architecture, API layers, and whatever, all the things that you need. And last but not least, great partners committed to us, to our success. And that's very important. Few results. I mean, we move IT spending from 0% to 25% under the control of the business units. That's very, very important. Second, we've moved almost 90% of our workloads to cloud, which is critical. We will talk a little bit later. And as I mentioned, a few other measures that allows us. But the important thing is that brings results. Business results. Enabled by IT, we've been able to regain 5 percentage points of revenue share. We've been able to improve our NPS gap against our followers in 10 points. And most of all, we lead on return on assets with 10% points above the rest of the industry. That's it.
That's it. That's everything. Happier customers, more profitable, doing more, spending less. But I want to dig into some of the things you said, because what you said is it's about the business. IT makes it happen, but it's about making sure there's leadership and accountability. so that the businesses are deciding what do they need, how do they want to invest, and they are, in fact, the beneficiaries. You mentioned partnership, like with us. Maybe you could talk a little bit about the importance of partnership and sort of the benefits of how you feel things going forward.
Yeah. Yeah, as I mentioned, a partnership commitment is great. I mean, from you, Safra, to the last member of Oracle, Luis May is in Latin America, a great guy, and always together, always with the common goal, our success. That's critical. We've done an important transition to cloud, which it of course brings lower cost and higher performance, but most of it transforms the business model. It makes people in charge of IT, of digital, and simplicity, agility, and flexibility. That's critical. And we believe that cloud has enabled to push that forward.
See, again, to points you keep making, culture, the people, the customers, everyone, you're hearing the exact same thing. These are the ways to success. They lead to our success, they lead to your success. But don't think, again, you're getting off this stage without talking about AI and the future, because you're leading it, so we'd like to hear your thoughts on how it changes your industry.
One important thing we did was to launch recently a digital business unit for B2B that we're partnering in several products with you, NetSuite, cloud, migrations, cybersecurity. We believe that that's an area of growth. And there, AI is very critical to help our customers to push with AI. But again, the most important thing of AI is not the technology. No. The technology will be there for everyone. What is important is the business guy take it and push it forward with courage to use it. For example, we've been using it for credit scoring, for improving our assessment of the network quality, so we predict churn rates. We have 60% lower churn rate than our competition. And to allocate investments better. We have a bunch of use cases in different stages, and we are very excited about it. All of us, we don't know where we'll take it, but we know we have to be there, pushing forward, ahead, and anticipating.
See, everything I'm hearing, and I'm sure everyone's getting, is that ultimately this is about courage. This is about taking advantage of everything you can and using it and getting ahead of it. And ultimately, it's about leadership, courage in leadership. And I want to thank you for everything you're doing with us. And so focus on your customer, build a culture, and be courageous, and you're going to be as successul as you all. So thank you.
We hope we will remain like that. With
Thank
your
you.
help.
Oh, you bet.
With your
You
help.
bet. You bet. Count on
you.
it. Thank you. Okay. Well, I think you've heard me summarize this entire time. Technology, partnership, customers, getting to yes. My team knows that. I have a term. I say, just say yes. And it is all about making sure you're absorbing that technology and using it so that you can benefit from it ahead of your competitors. You can serve your customers better, you can partner better, and you can work with your employees in a much better way. Thank you. Enjoy CloudWorld. Thank you for everything you do for us. Thank you.